Hello. In this tutorial, we'll explain how you can use Connection Card Pro's check-in kiosk to check in attendees of your regular meetings. We'll quickly go over creating a department and a meeting time. Then we'll explain how to use check-in kiosk. Our self-check-in kiosk looks like this and allows children or parents to check in and out of meetings. This screen would typically be left open on a computer that anyone can access at the entrance to your meeting place. This tutorial is for a kiosk on a laptop or desktop computer. If you wish to run a kiosk on an iPad, you can use the Check-in Kiosk app for iPad with a similar setup process. For this example, let's look at checking children into Sunday school and automatically recording their attendance. The first thing we need to do is create a department if we don't have one already. Whenever you use the kiosk, it's always associated with a specific department. Certain kiosk settings are determined at the department level. Departments in Connection Card Pro are groups of people which represent different ministries within your organization. So let's make a kids ministry department for this example. From the left-hand menu, click Groups, then click Departments, then click Add New. There are many settings available, but all we need to do for now is give it a name, then scroll to the bottom and click Save. Now we need to add some people to the department. Add anyone who would be a member or leader of this department, or anyone who regularly attends its meetings. Next, we need to create a meeting time for our Sunday school. Meeting times represent any regularly recurring gathering or service for which you wish to track attendance. To create one for your department, click Meeting Times at your department's top menu, then click New Meeting Time. Give it a name and set your desired frequency and time. You only have to create your meeting time once, and Connection Card Pro will automatically schedule it as a recurring event in your calendar. Now, we need to set up Check-in Kiosk. From the left-hand menu, click Kiosk, then click Start Kiosk. Take note of the menu access code. It will be important later. Click Go to Kiosk. Kiosk must always be operated within a specific department, so select the relevant department. You can change departments by clicking Department in the top menu. First, we need to set up our settings, so click Check-in Settings. For Check-in To, select the meeting time you would like people to check into. Next, we need to decide how we want people to check in. Selecting Scan Card requires you to use plastic barcode cards, which we won't cover in this tutorial. Please see our Setting Up Plastic Cards tutorial for more information on this feature. Selecting Search by Phone allows people to check in by typing in their phone number at the kiosk. This requires that there is a phone number linked to their person profile in Connection Card Pro. You can add a phone number to someone's profile easily by editing their profile. If multiple people in the department are assigned to the same phone number, they will be prompted to select which individuals are checking in. Selecting Search by Last Name allows people to check in by typing in their last name. If multiple people in the department have the same last name, they will be prompted to select which individuals are checking in. You can mix and match these three options, for example, allowing people to check in using either their phone number or their last name. Or you can use Visual Check-in, which will show the names and photos of all individuals in the current department, and people checking in will have to find themselves in the list. If you choose Visual Check-in, then you can't select other self-check-in options. In addition, Connection Card Pro can work with Brother label printers using the Connection Card Pro iPad app and with wired Dymo printers using the web app to automatically print a name tag every time someone checks in. Note that Brother printers are only supported on the iPad app. You can also print to Dymo printers from the iPad app, but it requires a bit more setup. If you wish to learn more about the printing feature, please see our How to Print Name Tags During Check-in tutorial for more information. Now that our settings are set up, we can either start Service Counter or start Self-Check-in Kiosk. We'll focus on Self-Check-in Kiosk in this tutorial, but Service Counter is there if you would prefer a dedicated staff member or volunteer to manually check people in as they arrive. Service Counter is meant to be used by a trusted staff member or volunteer, not by individuals who are attending. Let's now start a self-check-in kiosk. To go back, click the Home button in the top left, then click Check-in Settings. Click any selected self-check-in options to deselect them and choose your desired options, then click Start Self-Check-in Kiosk. We recommend always running your browser in full screen mode for the self-check-in kiosk. To enter full screen, press F11 on Windows or Command F on Mac. You can press that same key again to exit full screen. Because we chose the visual check-in option, users must select themselves from a list of everyone in the current department to check in. They can select themselves again to check themselves out. If instead we wish to allow them to type in either their last name or their phone number to check in, we can use those options instead. To go back to the self-check-in options, we need to access the menu. To do so, click Admin and enter your menu access code. The default is 1500. The top menu will appear. Click the Home button, then go back to Check-in Settings. Click any selected self-check-in options to deselect them, then click Search by Phone and Search by Last Name, then click Start Self-Check-in Kiosk. Now attendees check in by typing in either their last name or their phone number. As attendees check in, attendance for the meeting time is automatically recorded. When your meeting time is over and you want people to check out, you can start a checkout kiosk. This is optional. If you don't require checkout for your meeting, you can simply skip this step and attendees will still be able to check in again on subsequent days. To start a checkout kiosk, we need to access the menu again. So enter your menu access code. Click Check-in/Checkout, then click Checkout Kiosk. A checkout kiosk will open, which functions the same as the check-in kiosk, but checking users out instead of checking them in. Please note that an individual cannot check in to the same meeting time more than once on the same day, but check-in automatically resets at midnight so they can check in again in the future without any conflict, even if you don't use a checkout kiosk. We now have a way to check in attendees using our desired settings, but it would be inconvenient to have to set these settings every time we want to start a kiosk. Thankfully, using check-in profiles, we can save these settings to use again in the future. To save the settings, go back to Check-in Settings and scroll to the bottom. For Save Profile, select Save these settings and give them a name. Then start a self-check-in kiosk to save your settings. Now, whenever we want to use these same kiosk settings again, simply scroll to the top of Check-in Settings and for Check-in Profile, select the profile you just made. The settings you saved will automatically be selected. Now that we have a way to easily check in and out people attending our meeting times, in what ways can we make use of this feature? For one thing, we can see who is currently at our meeting time, who hasn't arrived yet, and who has left. This is a great feature for children's safety. Before we do so, we need to set up an admin card. Admin cards give access to certain functionality of the kiosk, which you don't want to give just any user access to, and they're needed to see everyone's current check-in status. To create one, we need to head back to the admin area. To do so, click Tools from the top menu, then click back to Admin Area. You will need to enter your Connection Card Pro password. This is to ensure anyone using the kiosk can't access your administrative area. In the left-hand menu under Kiosk, click Admin Cards. Click Add New. Select the user that this admin code is for. An admin card can be a plastic card or it can be a simple passcode. For this tutorial, we'll use a passcode. For access method, select Create Admin Code, then type your desired code. Select your desired access level and click Save Admin Code. Now the admin code is ready to use and we can head back to Kiosk. To see the current check-in status of everyone in the department, click Check-in/Checkout from the top menu, then click Today's Check-in List. You will be asked for your admin card, so type in the passcode you just created. For each individual who has checked in with the kiosk today, you will see the time they checked in and the time they checked out if they have checked out. Another useful feature of the kiosk is that it automatically records attendance, so you can easily see exactly which days specific people have shown up to meeting times. To see this information, we need to head back to the admin area. In the top menu, click Tools, then click Back to Admin Area and enter your password. To see attendance information, click Reports in the left menu, then click Attendance. There are many types of attendance reports available. For our purposes, you can select Attendance Matrix by Individual. To see just who has attended this meeting time, for attended, select meeting times, and for specific group, select your meeting time. Choose your desired start and end date and click Generate Report. The information here is automatically updated whenever someone checks in using the kiosk. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Please check out our other kiosk tutorials to get a more in-depth understanding of the kiosk's features.